Every single year, I hear the same damn excuse that dropshipping is too saturated, too many people are trying to do this, and it's near impossible to get success. Now, I know that this is absolute BS, but to prove that it's still possible today, I'm embarking on a ridiculous journey to start a dropshipping business from scratch with a goal of making over $1,000 in revenue in the next 7 days. Now, if I can do this while running multiple businesses at the same time, there should be no excuse for you not to go out and do this yourself. Well, here we go, guys. Wish me luck. Day 0. Alright guys, so this is the first day of the challenge and there's tons of stuff that needs to be accomplished, and there was a lot that needed to be accomplished that was impossible in the timeline that I gave myself. So what I ended up doing was getting some of the assets ready before this challenge even started so we could just jump in full force and get our best shot of making that $1,000. So what I've already done up until this point was number 1, pick the product out, and I ended up choosing this product. The reason I ended up choosing this product was it had a strong emotional trigger. If a mother was to see this product advertised on her feed, she would probably be likely to end up buying it because it's contributing to her baby's well-being. Basically, this product is a sterilization device for pacifiers. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering how I ended up finding this product, and it was actually really simple. I was looking at past trending winners, seeing products that have a strong emotional appeal. The reason why I'm doing this is that if I can craft advertisements that can catch their attention and I can educate them on the benefits of why they need this, then they're probably going to be likely to end up buying it because they're emotionally attached to the outcome. Plus, I think this could be a really profitable product because of the margins associated. I'm able to get this product for $11 shipped to the customer, and I think we're able to sell this anywhere from $30 all the way to $40, which means it's definitely looking healthy. Now, as for the store, I'm not going to be sharing it in this video because my goal is to grow this store to $100,000 in sales to show everyone that this is still possible. But I'm definitely going to be revealing this store down the line. Now, if you want the exact same website template that I used in this challenge, you can go to the link down below and sign up for my free course. It's completely free resources that will guide you to create your own profitable dropshipping store. I'm only letting 500 more people in and it's closing down soon. Now, just to bring you up to date on where we're at right now, we already have the website completed. We have advertisements that are ready to go. We've created our logo. We bought our domain, so technically everything's ready to get going. But the last thing we need to figure out is which advertising platform we're gonna actually launch on. Now, this can be quite complicated because there's tons of things that you want to factor in, but ultimately, after careful consideration, I ended up choosing Facebook ads because I think my target demographic is going to be more present on this platform. So I'm going to launch ads up right now, and I'll check back in with you guys in about 15 minutes. Alright guys, so I just launched the Facebook ads up, and a lot of you are probably wondering what structure I launched everything up with, and it's actually super simple. I did one campaign that's an ad set budget optimization, and inside of that campaign, I ended up doing 5 separate ad sets. Each of these are targeting a different interest, and in each of these ad sets, I actually have 3 different creatives in here. It's actually important to have multiple creatives because you never know which one's gonna be successful until you go and test it out. And I'm a big believer of data, and I think this is where people actually end up failing. If you're wondering where I got all the content to run for ads, I got it from this website called Billo. I'll leave the link down below. I've used them for years, and they've really helped me out with scaling my stores. Alright guys, so I just got back from the gym, and great news, the ads actually got approved, so they should start spending. I'm gonna check in with you guys tomorrow and update you on the progress. Day 1. Alright guys, so let's go over the results running ads for the very first day. We launched our campaign up with a $250 per day budget, but unfortunately the ads didn't really spend much this day, and we only ended up spending $54 in ads. But lucky enough, I was surprised to see that we made our very first sale. Unfortunately, this sale was only for $29.99, but it was still a great sign to see that we made sales on our very first day of this challenge. So I was definitely pretty stoked, but I didn't want to get my hopes up yet. Day 2. Alright guys, so day 2 is where things really started picking up, and I was actually super surprised how things ended up playing out. So on the ad side of things, we ended up spending quite a bit of money. Our advertisements ended up spending that entire budget, so it spent $258, which ended up bringing over 105 visitors to our website, and honestly, this meant that we had some huge issues with Facebook. Our CPMs, which basically means our cost per 1,000 viewers, was insanely high. I'm talking about almost $50. Now, if you don't know much about advertising, let me tell you that this is usually twice the range that I try to go for. But this is something we don't necessarily have control over. Facebook assigned that CPM to us based off what we were targeting. Now, luckily, this didn't hurt us too much because we had an insanely optimized website, so those 105 visitors ended up actually getting us 8 sales. And we had an average order value of $42.63, so on day 2, we ended up clearing a total of $341 in revenue. Now, to total up our profit for day 2, we ended up spending $258 in ads, and we ended up spending $120 on the product and shipping. So overall, our total expenses were over $380, which meant that we didn't even come close to making a profit. We were about negative $40 for the day. And honestly, while this does hurt a little bit, I wasn't too worried, because while the ads were spending, we were able to validate which creatives were getting sales. So now it was just a matter of turning off the creatives and ad sets that weren't getting sales, so it can reduce our overall budget and we can start spending our advertising budget more efficiently. So I'm definitely hoping for better results on day 3. Alright guys, so I'm not even gonna lie, I've been so busy prepping for Q4 on my main brand that today is actually day 7. So let me update you on what's went on over the last few days and if we actually ended up making any profit. Day 3. So day 3 actually started off super strong. I woke up and that morning we already had 2 sales and we only had spent about $20 on ads. So I was pretty sure that this day was gonna be a massive success. Now what ultimately ended up happening was that we got 2 more orders that day. So we ended up totaling 4 orders. And our average order value was $36 because we had one customer buy more than one item. This ended up totaling us $145 in sales. But the part that absolutely sucked is we spent about $136 on Facebook ads. So you can probably guess, but this was another day with absolutely zero profit, and we were starting to go down deeply in the negatives. Now, most people would quit at this point, but I'm a little bit crazy, and I also know how this e-commerce stuff works. You don't get rich overnight. It takes days to actually optimize and look at the data in order to get success. So there was no freaking way that I was quitting yet. Day 4. Day 4, things finally started to pick up. We ended up getting 6 orders and one of the customers ended up buying 2 units. So we ended up having an average order value of $32.33, which ended up finishing the day off with $194 in sales. Now our ad spend did slightly increase from the day before, and we ended up spending $154 on ads. Now altogether, this was actually our best day yet because we were only negative $15 for this day. And some of you might be sitting here like, hey, Tan's an absolute idiot. He's losing money and he's excited about that. Well, that's because I have perspective, and I know once we crack something, it's just a matter of pushing forward, and it's really naive to think that we're just gonna be printing money just like that. Day 5. Guys, this is where all hell ended up breaking loose, and I don't really know what happened this day, but honestly, I'm pretty devastated. We ended up spending the same budget from the day before, which was $154, and guess what, guys? We only got one freaking sale for $29. Now, honestly, this didn't really make sense because before, our website conversion rate was averaging anywhere from 5 to 7%. But on this day, we got a 0.79 conversion rate, which meant that this was literally a 90% decrease from some of the days before. So I realized I needed to do something dramatic in order to figure this out. Right now, the challenge was not looking hot. It was not looking like we're actually gonna get anywhere with this store. So I did 2 things. Number one, I had to cut all of the advertisements that were so-so. There was some ads that were profitable and there was some ads that were kind of profitable. So I cut off all the wishy-washy ads and I changed our price structure around. I realized that selling this product for $29.99 is actually a little bit too cheap for me to advertise. So instead of $29.99, I ended up bumping the price up to $39.99, hoping this would actually give us better results. Day 6. I was really hoping that the optimizations that we made yesterday were actually gonna be successful, but honestly, this kind of proved that we weren't in the right direction. We ended up spending $79 on ads, and we got a grand total of 0 sales. I have absolutely no idea what ended up happening with our store, but it was definitely a humble reminder that I don't have control over this entire process, because the thing is, guys, our website had an insane conversion rate. Now, if you don't know what that means, it just means that the people who go on our website buy very frequently, and even though we had that, which is one of the biggest metrics to a profitable store, we could not be successful because Facebook advertising costs were insanely high. We were paying nearly $3 for 1 click on our website, so with this type of traffic, it's near impossible to even be profitable. Day 7. So on day 7, I ended up shutting off all the advertisements completely, and I realized that I actually need to re-strategize on what I'm doing. Now there's 2 things that I think we really need to do in order to start crushing. We need to change out our creatives, and number 2, we also need to test out other ad platforms. Facebook was way too expensive, so I definitely think we could test this out with TikTok ads and probably get better results. Now guys, even though I lost hundreds of dollars in this challenge, it's not over. If you look at anyone's journey, it's never straight up. There's gonna be bumps and curves in the road, and I'm definitely not gonna quit as long as you guys want me to continue this challenge. So you need to let me know down in the comments if you want me to continue this challenge for the next 23 days, and instead of a 7-day challenge, make this a 30-day challenge and see if I can actually make profit with this, because I think this concept will prove that even if you're failing in the beginning, you just need to make some adjustments just like anything in life. Now, I also do believe if I had a little bit more time to focus on this store, then we probably would have gotten better results, but I'm definitely not gonna be making any excuses. But I think this video here proves that dropshipping is still working in 2023. On my first week of running this store, we ended up doing around $800 in revenue, and while we weren't profitable, I'm gonna prove to you next episode that we can make this happen. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoy content like this, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll leave 2 amazing videos that you can check out here teaching you how to do e-commerce. And also check out my free course, link in the description.